Now by Matt DiBenedetto, driver of the number 32 Hartford Gold Group Ford. Matt, you've had 3 career starts at Sonoma. What have you learned from those previous starts that's going to impact your strategy for Sunday?
A lot. Definitely keeping preferably all 4 tires on the asphalt for most all of the races is a big one. If you can do that and put together a smart, smooth race and have good pit strategy, that's a big deal here. So fuel strategy, pit strategy, that's big. And obviously I have plenty of seat time around here now to where I don't have to go through any of the learning curve like some of the younger guys may have to go through. So that's nice, and you just learn little bits about the strategy that can help put you in position to be there, at the end.
We'll open it up for questions. Go to PRN in the back.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Matt, we just had a little fun with Denny Hamlin in here, and he was pleading with everybody within the industry not to answer the haters that have 16 followers, and we pump it out to a few million people. You have a lot of fun on Twitter. I mean, why have you taken to that, and what are you trying to do when you have that kind of fun on your social media?
Yeah, the people say things which are big compliments to me. They'll be like, "Oh man, Matt, the king of social media," or saying I rock social media, things like that, which is a great compliment to me. I appreciate people saying that, but it's funny because when I'm active on social media, but none of my stuff is planned. So basically, I just want people to feel like they're friends with me on social media, and my plan for my all my social media is to have no plan. So having no plan, I guess, works out. But in the end, though, it keeps all my stuff natural and organic, and I just want to share my life with people, whether it's my funny side of messing with my wife or pranking her, or the fun things we'll do at home, or like the good positive things. Like this past week, I shared a video with everybody. That's something that got brought to my attention of a kid that's a family friend of ours that has muscular dystrophy, and I'm going to try and help raise the rest of the money for him to buy to get him a wheelchair on tracks so he can go outdoors and do the things he has a passion for. And so, try and share fun side, the things that just spread a positive message and try and help people. And then on top of that, obviously my serious and competitive side, where I work my whole life to do this, and this is my only passion is racing. So, it's just it goes well sharing all those things.
What's the funniest thing that you feel you've ever posted, or maybe got you in the most hot water? We'll put it that way.
Oh man, luckily I haven't really. Oh, the one that, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily got me in hot water or anything, but got the most backlash maybe was when I posted something about, anything that I ever post about Kyle Busch. Good, bad, and different, because I like Kyle a lot. And I've actually become a big fan of his because I like his personality for the sport. Person, not that I've said something like, "Oh, not that I would act that way," and then people will like take that and go crazy and be like, "Oh man, oh and then I'll get backlash from that. I'm like, no, but I'm a fan of his. So then if I tell people like, "No, I think he's great for the sport, I love his personality," then that'll get backlash too, just because you get people that either die hard love Kyle Busch or just die hard hate Kyle Busch. And me personally, I'm a fan of him because I like anyone that just shows their emotion and are true to their self, and that's who he is. And so those are the things. I've posted a couple of things about like Kyle Busch, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, let's see what this gets." It's funny. I just comment like as a fan, really, and I'll say, "Hey, man, he's good for the sport," and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, screw you, Matt." So, those are the funniest ones.
Let's go up front to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Did you want to see the OnStar Package and other races this year because it might give you a better chance for, a really good finish, or were you like, don't add any expense to a team that's a small budget team?
Speaking of questions that could get me in hot water, I'll leave it to Bob. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's a good question. I personally, just strictly as a driver, I liked it at the All-Star race. I did. And if we did it once a year at the All-Star race every year where it's short segments and the field isn't going to get broken up and things like that, then I think it's fun as a one-off deal. If we had to do it at these regular races, like long races, we had to go that slow, on a consistent basis, absolutely not. I would not want, like Kyle Larson said it best. He said, hey, it was fun for the All-Star race. I wouldn't want to go this slow all the time, though, because you want to see, at the end of the day, I want to see the driver talent mean the absolute most. That was fun and exciting and a one-off deal. The All-Star race is perfect for that. But for our regular points races, if it were me, I'd want the cars to have 1,000 horsepower and no downforce and be impossible to drive just because. So then I know no yo-yo from the truck series or some new guy could. I don't want any of them to be able to ever hop in my race car and go the same speed that I can. I want the Cup cars at the premier level to take as much talent as they can possibly take, to drive. So that's me personally. So All-Star race for sure is a great idea. Kudos to NASCAR. I thought they did a good job and amazing how well of a race it put on for just a short notice type of deal. But for, on a consistent basis, no, I want them to be very hard to drive at the Cup Series.
Next, we'll go to Jeff.
Jeff Gluck from jeffgluck.com. Matt, how much, let's say there's a certain percentage at a typical race of an oval race of what percentage is the driver, what percentage is the car. How much does that change at a road course? How much more goes on to the driver?
I would say, it's hard to give like a percentage. The driver is, all the drivers in the Cup Series are all, very good. But the road course, I feel like you can not really make up for lack of car, but you can maybe be more consistent and be very smooth, have smooth shifts and just be a very solid and lay a lot of very consistent laps down. And you can outrace some people there. So the driver can make, probably maybe 10 or 20% more difference maybe at a road course than another track. You can't really crank a whole ton of speed out of it. You can't, like David Reagan was in an MWR car and was telling me, he's running like fifth a handful of years back. And then, the next year he was with, I think, BK or something, and he's 25th. And he's like, I'm not driving the car any different. So I don't think you can make up for lack of speed in the race car, but you can put together a smart race, keep your nose clean, because people are going to be tearing fenders off. It's like a short track. And you can do a lot of things as far as how you put your race together from the beginning to the end and be smart and have good pit strategy and have a better result than at an oval track. Sorry if that was a long answer for that. But
Right here.
This track is always described as being technical, whereas Watkins Glen is all about the speed. What do you think are your strengths here on this particular track?
Yeah, I like I grew up racing short tracks and a lot of bumping and banging, and that's just kind of my background. And racing a stock car at a very choppy little technical road course that races like a short track kind of fits my driving style because I'm okay with the bumping and banging and moving people out of the way. And so I feel like that's fun and brings me back to even though it's a road course, brings me back to the feeling of my old short track days where all bumper to bumper and, there's not really a straight panel on the car after the race. So that's always fun. I'd say my weaknesses here would be that I have an Italian temper, and so I try and keep cool during the race, but it's very easy for a lot of us to lose our cool, and people are blocking you or move you out of the way. It's hard not to just crash people back or send them right out of the way. So you got to save those types of things for the end, as mad as you can get. But tempers can flare big time here.
Do we have any questions upstairs?
Matt, Justin Schuler with Speedway Media. This is actually the first time in 31 years NASCAR's had 3 road courses in the schedule, with adding the Roval coming up in the Chase. What's your thoughts with those directions, with adding some more road racing in the schedule?
I think it's fun. It's going to be a cool change when we do go to the Roval that they added there, so that'll be neat. I love going to some of these road courses. Like, I've always wished that Mid-Ohio or Road America was added into the Cup schedule because road courses are just so much fun. But yeah, it is fun to have a few of them because 3 out of the season is nothing overbearing or anything like that. And I think all of us I don't want to speak for everybody, but most everybody enjoys the change of going to a road course occasionally. So I'm, excited that we, on top of that, have another one just because it's just a change in pace for us.
Any additional questions?
No further questions.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Sweet. Thank you.